Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And I'm back because finally the cipher, the whole problematic cipher issue has once again been properly addressed by Imran Khan in his speech. Because, as we all know, this happened right in front of all of us. Imran Khan had been transparent throughout during his tenure as Prime Minister. When the cipher was sent, he addressed the public. Even then, he told about the whole process. He had an in-camera meeting in the parliament. He sent the cipher to the National Security Council. He also sent it to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court at that time, and he basically put the whole relevancy of the cipher on the record in every single department concerned, both in and out of the government. Now the point here is, you need to understand what a cipher is in case people still are confused about what a cipher is. A cipher is basically a coded letter. So it's a coded letter that is sent through a diplomat, and it's obviously in the diplomat's belongings, mostly his pouch, which, as we know, cannot be touched. The contents cannot be read, and it is actually a very directly written letter on its own, but it is actually coded. So it's basically an encrypted form of a message sent from one country to another through diplomatic channels. Now, when the cipher came to the attention of the Prime Minister, because after all it was sent through the ambassador, and the ambassador reports to the Prime Minister directly, and so the ambassador showed him the cipher, and there was an outrage because in that cipher it was also recorded that the ambassador had formally and vehemently protested against the inappropriate and offensive language used by Donald Lu, the person who sent the cipher, basically, the person who sent the message. And now you need to understand that Donald Lu has no standing, even as Secretary of State. He has no standing to use any such language concerning a Prime Minister of any country, an incumbent Prime Minister of any country, because he has no status, no official status. He is way beneath him in the hierarchy. And the fact that just an official, an ordinary official, as far as the Prime Minister of any state is concerned, his position is that of an ordinary official, and an ordinary official dares to use offensive language in front of the ambassador of another country and then dictates to him that your Prime Minister needs to be removed and then eliminated. To which there was a formal protest, as I repeat myself now, and this is important, that's why I'm repeating it. There was a formal protest recorded by our ambassador about the statement, the offensive statement and language used by Donald Lu. Now, the army obviously did not. They accepted and acknowledged it. They accepted and acknowledged that there was interference, but the reaction was lukewarm, obviously, because the army chief was involved in this whole thing. The then opposition leaders, Shahbaz Sharif and Zardari, they refused to even attend the parliamentary meeting where the cipher was discussed, obviously, because they were involved in it. This conspiracy was it was brought to light by the Prime Minister Imran Khan, the then Prime Minister Imran Khan, in front of the public, and he explained even then what the whole content, basically the main two contents of the cipher was, and that was that Imran Khan needs to be removed, and that also that Imran Khan made a personal decision to visit Russia. First of all, whether Imran Khan made a personal decision or whether it was a state decision, America has no right to comment on it. America does not own Pakistan. America does not dictate to Pakistan, and Pakistan is not a slave of America. We are allies. That is it. We shouldn't have even been allies. In fact, I still rue the day when Liaquat Ali Khan thought that he was being very smart and very clever by accepting the alliance with America. Because if Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, if he was alive, he would never, ever, ever have maintained any alliance with any country whatsoever. He would have rendered Pakistan totally neutral. And in fact, that is basically what Imran Khan is trying to do as well, or was trying to do. He wanted to make Pakistan neutral so that we should have non-aligned relationships and partnerships with other countries to maintain peace. And India basically enjoys that because India made the same decision that Qaid Azam would have made. And that is why India is busy enjoying relationship with both Russia and America, even though technically India was actually an ally of Russia. So, listen, Russia is our neighbor, okay? There are neighboring countries. Neighboring countries share certain interests. America, sitting far over there, cannot share any interest with us whatsoever. And who the hell is America to dictate to any country in the world what they should or should not do, who they should trade with, who they should not trade with, whether they should have nuclear power or not? Who the hell is America? That's what I want to know. America is essentially in itself a slave of Britain. I think America first needs to address its own core issue of slavery before it tries to lord it over other countries. And that is, I think, enough on its own for those who understand. Now, coming back to the cipher thing, now, first of all, they try to deny the cipher after fully accepting it on the record. And now, because they have thought that maybe they could use the cipher against the prime minister and put a sort of a treason case on him, which is actually going to again, backlash on this present US imported illegal government, because after all, their names are all but written in that conspiracy. It is known by every person on earth in the diplomatic arena as well as in the political arena that American establishment, American government, Pakistani establishment, and Pakistan's present illegal US imported government were all part of the conspiracy to remove Imran Khan. Why? Because Imran Khan was serving the interests of Pakistan instead of serving the interests of America. And our then Chief of Army Staff Bajwa, he worked with Nawaz Sharif and Zardari, and in turn worked with American establishment and American government to commit treason. So if anybody needs to be charged on treason, and if anybody needs to actually face death penalty, it is Nawaz Sharif and his party, Zardari and his party, and their family members too, because their family members were actively involved in this treason, and General Bajwa and his father-in-law, who was actively involved in his visits in England to certain government officials of America and Britain. So basically, the fact that they and their family members were actively involved in committing treason against the state, they should be not just charged, but they should be penalized, and not just penalized, but they should be hanged. They should be given capital punishment. They should be killed for committing such a huge treason against the state with a foreign state. Now, I mean, no less, with America, with no less than another state, letting that state to interfere in our own sovereign independent state. And now they were thinking that they could somehow use that cipher and put it against Imran Khan. But, hello, you people are so stupid, really. Talk about dumb and dumber. The cipher is already out. It's on the record. Everybody knows about it. In fact, that was one of the biggest bases of Imran Khan's protest. And then, for the army and the the various army officials and diplomats to say to Imran Khan at that time that we will do a demarche. What do you mean we'll do a demarche? Are you people crazy? Now, a demarche is basically a political initiative or a protest that is made or taken through diplomatic channels. That is basically stupid. That is a weak-assed, half-assed sort of a thing, really. That is what Imran Khan also said. He's like, why have such a half-assed, protest through diplomatic channels? We need to make an inquiry. We need to demand for an explanation, and that is exactly the way it should have been done. And the fact that so many people were involved in this conspiracy of treason, in the establishment, in the army, and in the opposition, which is now the illegal government. And now that the cipher thing is going to blow back really bad and it's going to blow up on their faces. So America is shitting once again. America is shitting its pants, which is why America was obliged to make their speech today, where they said that, we are not we're basically not taking sides of any parties in Pakistan. We do not belong to any single party in Pakistan, and that we hope for a transparent, a rigged, free election. We're hoping for in every party to be included in the election. In other words, they're saying that they hope that Imran Khan should, not be harmed in any way. And but I think that this is just lip service, to be honest. This is something that they're obliged to do in order to keep their face, diplomatically speaking, and in the political world, in order to keep their face. But at the end of the day, this is just lip service. They don't mean anything, because in the background it is still them. It is still them that is funding and backing these people to wreak havoc in the country. The establishment and the army, they have never come forward so openly in their treasonous activities. Why now? I mean, hasn't anybody even thought about it? This is something I've mentioned like a million times. The reason why the army and the establishment have so openly exposed themselves in their treasonous activities is because they thought that all they needed to do was to wrap things up and everything would be done, because a lot of US dollars was given to them to fund this whole conspiracy. And there is this huge American backing from the American government and the American establishment. So they thought that, it's all but done. But no, it's not all but done. This is Imran Khan you're dealing with, and this is the public of Pakistan you're dealing with. This is not the previous generation. It's not your generation that you're dealing with. This is our generation. As I keep on reminding you people that you're dealing with. And our generation is a very dangerous generation. Why? We've already lost everything before we could even get it. So those people who have nothing to lose, they don't back down. It's as simple as that. So you've just basically bet on the wrong horse. Okay, America is already going towards its doom. It's spiraling, and it's thinking that wars are going to save it, because that is solely its bread and butter. America's bread and butter is wars, waging wars, initiating war crimes, and then destroying countries, destroying cities, and then gaining projects to rebuild those cities. This is how America earns. So America is basically a warmongering state, and that is why every time America spirals down, it needs funding. So then it goes either to Afghanistan to steal all the opium so that it can continue with its drug trade, or it gets involved in sex trafficking, which includes children, by the way, minors. So child pornography, sex trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and wars. This is how the American government has sustained itself throughout the years. This is something that people need to know, because this is not a baseless claim that I'm making. You can find it on the record if you actually know where to look. Apart from that, Imran Khan is actually going strong. He's going steady, which is also a bit dangerous in the sense that, they might really, they have been trying to kill him, as we know. They've tried at least twice. I think they have actually tried thrice, but according to Imran Khan, it's twice. Okay, but I count thrice. But in any case, the point is that they have been trying to kill him, but they sort of, now are a bit careful, a bit cautious because of the backlash. But now the way things are going, they might get panic-stricken. America might give them another push that might force them to do something very reckless. So there is that danger there. As we know, the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice is the last man standing, but he hasn't got long to stay. He will be retiring very soon. It's going to be a bit difficult for him to wrap things up before he goes, because we all know if the next Chief Justice comes, everything is going to go down the drain again, because we don't know who's coming. But we do know this much, that whoever will come will be one of their guys. I think that the establishment and the army, they need to pull back. They have regretted it enough. But they're still pushing forward. That shows how stupid they are. That absolutely shows extremely how stupid they are, how pathetic they are, that they're still pushing forward despite the fact that they know that they are fighting a losing war and that they have lost the public of Pakistan forever. as I said, if there is no state, if there are no people, there is no state. So if they are planning on ruling empty lots, and to forever lick the asses of the American government, then they're welcome to it. But if they are in any way thinking that they are actually going to have a state that they can lord upon or rule upon, so yeah, they're sadly mistaken, because that isn't going to happen, not for long. So here we are now today. Imran Khan also got another relief, that that fabricated case, that was that he was charged with, the murder of the lawyer, that has been literally thrown out, as in the court has actually thrown the case out. No bail, no nothing. They've just thrown the whole case out, claiming it to be bogus and false and fabricated, because even the family members of the lawyer had already claimed that this was a family feud and he was killed because of that family feud. And it was the lawyer's own statement before he died that he should not be sent to Sibi because he's got enemies there and he's in danger of his life. So that is all done. Now let's see what happens. But at least now we know how stupid these people are. But then, Americans always do pick stupid people. Their own government is filled with stupid people. So they have tried to fill other governments of other countries with stupid people, because stupid people, as long as they're corrupt, as long as they're stupid, it's very easy to handle them. So we are surrounded by stupid people, and unfortunately, they're all at the top. At the top strategic posts of the country. So we're basically doomed. America is going to be doomed anyway, but maybe not before it destroys us and other countries in the process. So I really have no real hope, despite the good news and the turning of events, because, as I said, the establishment and the army are still pushing forward. And when the army and the establishment continues to push forward, then, like how America's 9/11 occurred because of their president and their establishment pushing forward for just their own benefit. They created the false flag operation 9/11. So in our case, they tried to create a small scale of that on May 9th, but they could go further using Muharram, the first month of the Islamic year, which, as we know, is a very active month because lots and lots of processions come out. There are huge gatherings, and the army is claiming that to be out there to protect the public, but the truth is the public is now even more scathing than ever. The public is actually pretty sarcastic and cynical. The public thinks that the army is actually now out to do something, and that the army will do something, using Muharram and its processions and the crowds as an excuse, and that they might create another false flag operation. So let's see what happens. This is me signing out. Take care, everybody. Khuda Hafiz.